Hi, we're talking Saints baseball. I'm here with head coach Mike Davidson. Saints play Hutchinson at Brent Gold Field on Thursday. Time to be determined because of weather. Team is back in conference play after a five game non-conference series with teams. And last time we talked, Coach, you were hoping that the team would regather itself in the conference play, and you guys did really well. You guys won 4 of the 5 games. How do you think the team did? I mean, in your opinion?
Well, I thought we responded. You lose 4 games in a row, especially into open conference, and just don't get off on the right foot. It's always interesting to see how your team's going to respond, and so um, we challenged them a little bit after that, and we went out and played Lamar and swung the bat really, really well. Scored 18 runs out there in a non-conference game, and came back and played El Reno here, which was probably as good a team as they've had that we've seen in the last couple of years, and unfortunately dropped the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Had an opportunity, we just blew up out of the pen, and then games 2, 3, and 4 we played pretty well. We had to swing the bat again. We've just not, pitching wise, has been a struggle for us out of the bullpen of just getting some shutdown innings. So, but proud of our guys offensively. They got in there, swung the bat, and scored 9, 10, 11 runs, which is hard to do on a daily basis. But they did what they needed, and that's one thing we've been talking about. If you need to score 1, you score 1. If you need to score 5, you score 5. It's not about scoring 20 and then 0. It's about doing what you got to do that night to win, whether it's 1 run or 10 runs or whatever it may be. So happy for those guys to respond. Jackson Phillips played really, really well during the stretch. He did 4 innings of no-hit baseball, or I'm sorry, 1-hit baseball, 2-hit baseball, gave up no runs, struck out 7 guys, and had a save. And then, gosh, had 9 or 10 RBIs this weekend, hit like 500. So good to see him get going. We'll see what happens. We got snow today, and which is hard to believe at the end of March, but it is what it is. So yeah, we'll look at start times for tomorrow. Worst case scenario, we'll push back an hour, just to give us a chance to get in BP and all that stuff. This stuff's going to freeze tonight, so more than likely that's what we'll do. And then we got the Dragons here for 2 games, and then we'll head there on Saturday.
Yeah, just going back to the games over the weekend against Redlands, one of the great things about it was that team was showed a lot of resiliency. You said like the bats came up over there. You guys could have been down, given up, but then you guys came back, wound them off on a walk off. One of the things was that you guys were down, I want to say 9-8, and Jackson Phillips hits a homer, ties the game, and then from that point on, team gives up another couple of runs, but the bats come back. So I mean, we showed a lot of resiliency, and could be a starting point over there to know that they can always come back.
Yeah, it's just there's a belief that you have to have in there, and that the will to win, and so those guys dug down deep, and some guys stepped up and got some big key hits, and we put down a couple of bunts that we needed to do that we haven't been able to get down. So we executed a lot of those things. We just lead off walks after we take the lead, or we hit a guy, or defensively we're not where we're supposed to be, where we can't be. And you can't give up a double with a tie ball game, or down by 1 or up by 1. You got to play what we call no doubles, and make them drive the ball over your head. And a couple times we don't get in those positions,
right,
when we know we should be in those positions. So I'll take the responsibility for that, and making sure that we're where we need to be. But we feel good about going into this weekend, other than our pitching staff. We're just kind of limping along here, trying to get through, and as we talk, next guy up. So we'll see what happens.
Excuse me. Talk a little bit about Hutchinson and what we and they're normally good teams. Same thing again.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. They lost 3 out of 4 to Barton also.
Okay.
Barton put up 20 runs in one game on them. So it's going to be interesting to see. This is the first year that this is actually Coach Nels' team. He inherited that team last year, and they had, I think, 9 or 10 guys that were redshirt sophomores.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes a big difference that third year versus playing with true freshmen. So it'll be interesting to see what they put on the field and how they do it. I know they'll probably pitch it pretty well. Brock's the pitching coach, and when he was at Dodge, they did a good job, and I know they'll do a good job now they're over here, and so be interesting to see what they put on the field. Last year they spun a ton of breaking balls at us. I mean, we didn't hardly get a fastball to hit, and so that was an adjustment we had to make because in our plan we're hunting the fastball and we're trying to do some damage, and it's a little bit harder to do with a breaking ball. So it'll be interesting to see what their game plan is and what they do. But they're coached well. I'm interested to see their field. They got all new turf fields, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays. How they play on that. Are they going to play a different style of baseball now because of that, and things of that sort. So, but no, they'll play well. They're coached well. We've just got to go out and do our thing, and we've got to get some consistency on the mound. And so far this year, really Whipple and Brooks are the only two that have really been consistent for us. John Lenningham's been a little consistent out of the pen for one inning here or there, but outside of that, we've really been up and down. So Whipple's going to go game 1. Game 2's up in the air right now. We're just trying to figure out. We've got some guys that are tender and a little bit sore, and so we're going to have to shuffle and see what we can do.
You had some pretty good, like Hayden Ramage. He came in over there, usually catching, and he came out of the pen and did a very admirable job.
Yeah, he did a great job. He hasn't thrown since, I don't say, he threw one bullpen since the fall. We threw him a couple times in the fall, 2 or 3 times, just to kind of see how it was, because we had heard from summer league stuff that, hey, it's pretty good. He's got a good arm. He actually does have some pitchability. He closed in high school for him. We're at that point. I mean, we have 5 guys on our mound that are on our pitching staff that are down right now. And so we needed some help, and I went and talked to him, and he said, Coach, I would be glad to do whatever I can to help the team. So he threw a bullpen on, I believe, Thursday, maybe. I think it was Thursday, and then he wound up throwing, I think 4 or 5 scoreless innings, or they give up 2 at the end.
Right,
there.
but he gave up 4. Pitched 4 innings.
But yeah, he pitched 4 scoreless innings, and he hasn't thrown a bullpen, and hasn't thrown an actual game in probably 6 months, and threw a ton of strikes, threw a little breaking ball, showed a little change up towards the end, and he made some adjustments in between innings, and he really enforced that if you throw strikes and you keep the ball down in the zone and you can change location, you can pitch. And that's the whole thing we've been trying to get our pitching staff to do all year long, and we struggled to get that done. So kind of a blessing in disguise both ways for him to go out and be successful, but also it helped back up what we've been preaching all year long.
Yeah, I mean, it's the philosophy of next man up. Someone that you don't really think of it, and suddenly he comes up and, absolutely, without a doubt, the key to winning that game.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He did a
Yeah.
great job, and we'll need him again this weekend. And we've already talked about that, of trying to get him ready to go and turn back around.
Right.
We went further than we wanted to with him the other day, but every inning he kept saying, "Hey man, I feel great. Hey, I feel great. Hey, I got this, man.
Right.
I can do this." And so, kudos to Hayden and stepping up and helping us out.
Oh well, so hopefully the team will can carry the momentum into the conference game. I'm sure that the you're looking for to get on the winning side of it after just going 1-4. So again, the Saints play Hutchinson at either 1 or 2 tomorrow, depending. But good luck tomorrow, Coach.
Thanks.